Hello and welcome to The Explainer. I am so thrilled you're joining us today. We're looking into some truly fascinating research by Roya, and it focuses on a space we all spend way too much time in, our workspace. Specifically, we're going to unpack the profound impact that a clean, organized workspace has on our daily productivity. Okay, let's dive into this.
Right off the bat, I want you to picture two completely different desks side by side. A stark contrast here. On one side, you have desk 1. On the other, desk 2. Ask yourself honestly, which space actually invites you to sit down, focus, and just get something done?
Let's break those two down. Desk 1, it's an obstacle course. It's buried in loose papers, tangled charging cables, and, let's be real, yesterday's crusty coffee mugs. Then you have desk 2. It is neat, thoughtfully arranged, and holds only the bare essentials for the task at hand. Which one feels like a launch pad for your best work, and which one feels like a total trap? And this brilliantly illustrates a core truth about human behavior. Most of us naturally gravitate toward order. We want desk 2, and as Roya Bloom's research points out, science absolutely backs up this instinct.
Which brings us to part 1, your brain on clutter and the science of distraction.
Because look, this isn't just about aesthetics or being a neat freak. Take a look at these findings published in the Personality and Social Psychology Bulletin. This is where the hard science comes in. When we talk about a cluttered and unfinished environment, think about a desk full of half-done projects. It doesn't just look messy. The psychological impact? Actual fatigue and feelings of depression. And the cognitive effect is a direct decrease in performance. Why? Well, a cluttered visual field forces your brain to work overtime just to filter out the junk. Now, compare that to a restful and restorative environment. That leads to emotional well-being and high mental clarity. So an untidy workspace is literally disrupting your brain's ability to function at its peak.
To really hammer this home, read this quote with me. According to a study from the Princeton Neuroscience Institute, physical clutter in your surroundings competes for your attention, resulting in decreased performance and increased stress. Did you catch that? It is competing for your attention. Every stray piece of paper, every tangled cord is a piece of visual data your brain has to process and then consciously decide to ignore. It's actively draining your brain power and causing unseen stress before you even type a single word on your keyboard.
That brings us to section 2, the clear mind principle, using minimalism for performance.
If clutter drains us, order empowers us. A clean desk acts as a silent partner in your daily performance, setting a tone of discipline, which leads us to cognitive load management. This is the practice of removing visual distractions to simplify your decision-making. You're intentionally reducing the mental effort required to filter out unnecessary stimuli. So the crucial point is that professionals who operate in high-stakes, highly complex fields, like UX designers or software developers, they rely heavily on this principle. They ruthlessly apply minimalism to both their physical desks and their digital spaces, because they know their cognitive load is a finite, precious resource.
So how do we actually achieve this? Let's move right into section 3, 5 proven organization techniques to build systems that work.
As Roya Bloom notes, getting organized isn't just about tidying up once on a Sunday afternoon, it's about building continuous systems that work for you every single day. Here's how we get there using 5 science-backed, experience-tested steps. First, you need a complete workspace reset to clear the decks. Then, you establish use zones. Maybe you create a distinct area for your computer, a different zone for reading, and a shelf for resources. This physically reduces visual noise. Next up is decluttering digitally, and this one is absolutely huge. Closing those 40 open browser tabs and organizing your computer desktop is just as important as clearing physical paper. After that, you adopt the 5-minute habit, taking just 5 minutes before you log off to reset your space for tomorrow. And finally, incorporating biophilic elements, which basically means bringing a little bit of nature inside.
Looking closer at that first step, the workspace reset, here is your secret weapon, the one-touch rule. The premise is super simple. When you take 20 minutes to clear everything off your desk, you handle each item only once. The second you touch it, you must immediately decide to keep it, file it, toss it, or donate it. No putting it in a maybe pile. By forcing an immediate decision, you prevent clutter from simply being shuffled from one side of the desk to the other.
Now, what's really interesting about this number here is that incorporating natural light or plants into your setup doesn't just look nice. A 2014 University of Exeter study found that adding plants to a standard lean office increased overall productivity by exactly 15%. Just by adding a plant to an organized space, you get a scientifically proven boost in mood and cognitive function. Turns out, your desk fern is actually a highly effective coworker. As we wrap up this explainer, let's look at our final section, intentionality over perfection. It's all about treating your desk as a tool.
Because the goal here isn't to create some sterile museum display that you're terrified to even touch. The core thesis of Roya Bloom's research is this: an organized desk isn't just about aesthetics. It's a tool for better thinking, better focus, and better outcomes. Controlling your physical and digital environment is basically a mandatory requirement for professional success. It's about being intentional with your space so that your space works for you, managing that cognitive load so your brain can do what it does best.
So I want to leave you with this final, provocative question directly from Roya Bloom to think about the second this explainer ends. Take a look at your own workspace today. Really look at it. Does it support the work you want to do, or does it sabotage it? The answer might just determine the quality of your next great idea. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and hey, I highly encourage you to try that workspace reset today.